What's going on, everybody? If you didn't know, now you know. It's your boy Kelvin here, back again, coming fresh off of the Toronto Raptors winning the NBA Finals. Just wanted to do a quick little video, give some of my thoughts on it. Grew up in the city of Toronto. I remember, being a little kid. Damon Stoudemire was one of my first favorite players. I was like 4 or 5 years old. Damon Stoudemire, the only Raptor of all time, who won Rookie of the Year, and I remember I really loved the Raptors when I was young. I loved a lot of the role player type guys. Doug Christie was one of my favorite players when I was young. I remember being like 7 or 8 years old and getting something autographed by him, a photo of him autographed, and that was a really big deal to me when I was young. I remember when they had Vince Carter, and everyone loved Vince Carter. He was so hyped. From the day that they traded Vince Carter, I really hated the Raptors, and that lasted probably about a decade. The reason for that Raptor hate was I thought that they traded Vince Carter away, one of the greatest Raptors of all time, basically for a bag of chips. Like, they traded him for nothing. I remember the tough times. They've had all these players on the team whose names you struggle to pronounce: Rasho Nesterovic, Jorge Garbajosa, Jose Calderon. Remember all those tough years when Raptors just couldn't get anything going. They had all these terrible players.
Andrea can compete. Game in, game out.
Primo Pasta and Sosa.
And so to see them win the NBA Finals is pretty crazy to me. It's still somewhat surreal. I remember the days when they had TJ Ford, Rafer Alston. I remember when the Raptors had Del Curry on the team. I remember going up against Del Curry's youngest son, Seth Curry, in the game. I remember him sitting in the fans, Del Curry that is, and I remember after the game getting Del Curry's autograph. So I've been there in the Raptors' tough times, and straight away from them in the past. The last couple of years, I really hated on Golden State. Couldn't stand that team, so my Raptor hate got pushed to the side. You can only hate on one team at once, so I've been pretty neutral on the Raptors. I knew when I saw that Kawhi Leonard trade that the Raptors could do something special. No idea that they would take it this far to win the NBA championship. I had a pretty good feeling that they would make it to the finals, and I really hope that what this does is it really spurs on the next generation, because I do get asked that question quite a lot by Australians out here about what do I think of the Raptors and what have they done for Canadian basketball players. I remember watching the Vince Carter documentary, and they had a few guys in there: Tristan Thompson, Nick Stauskas, Corey Joseph, talking about how they remember when they were young, Vince Carter doing a lot for the Raptors and how that pushed them to be better. So I'm really hoping that this win for the Raptors really helps the next generation of Canadian players, because the Canadian national team hasn't been doing so good. So I'm really hoping that this also brings together all the guys for the Canadian national team, men's basketball team that is, for this year's World Cup that's coming up, because I know Team USA, they've already got their camp named. Australia, they've already got their camp named. But Canada doesn't even have a camp name. Guys coming out, and they could fully field a team of full NBA talent, between Corey Joseph, Wiggins, Thompson, Olynyk, all those guys. I really hope they all come out to compete, going forward, because Canada has the most players outside of the US in the NBA. So really hope that this Raptors victory spurs on the next generation, reunites everyone together for Team Canada, and really pushes basketball in Canada to that next level. I also gotta really say that, I'm a bit sad, I'm a bit hurt, because since I left Toronto, all these good things have been happening in terms of basketball. I left in 2015. It was the 2016 season, but I left in October of 2015, and 2016 was when the NBA All-Star Weekend was held in Toronto. And I remember when I was at the airport, I actually saw Muggsy Bogues, and I saw Dikembe Mutombo. I think they were coming into Toronto to do some press releases for All-Star Weekend, do some promo or whatever like that. And so I just missed out on All-Star Weekend. And then this year, the Raptors go ahead, win the NBA Finals. I'm like, where was this in the 23 years when I was living in Toronto? Come on, guys. So anyway, those are all my thoughts on the Toronto Raptors being the official NBA champions of the world. This is your boy Kelvin, and I'm out. Deuces.